My husband is a legal immigrant. He came to the United States from England back in 2018. He did everything the right way. I would describe my husband, I guess fully Brit, although now has his green card in the process for citizenship. I would describe him as more American than a lot of Americans who are currently citizens. He loves this country. He understands the freedoms that we have. He sees the trajectory of England, quite frankly. He is so grateful to be here. To your point, I do think our legal immigration system certainly needs reform. I think that process needs to be sped up and made more efficient. But my husband, he respects ICE officers.
I don't understand what is with this conservative movement to qualify somebody's Americanness. Who are you to say that somebody is more or less American because of their adherence to certain political issues? Isn't that inherently un-American?
Just got another letter from Immigration Services. I've made a video about this before, but I'm a U.S. citizen, born and raised in Tennessee, went to college at University of Kentucky, met my husband there. He's an immigrant. He moved over to the U.S. for college on an athletic scholarship from England. We've been married almost 3 years now. We're coming up on 3 years. So you would think he is well on his way to achieving his citizenship or at least having his green card, right? No, wrong. And why can't he get his green card? Because his medical records aren't complete. And what is missing from his medical record? The COVID vaccine. I guess my question for you is then just that, what is an American to you?
It's whatever you want to be. We have freedom to do, to believe in, to
say,
say, to practice whatever religion we want to. And so
if it's whatever you want to be,
for you to say, "Oh, my husband is more American because he salutes the flag and likes ICE officers." Who are you? Who is your husband to determine whether somebody is more or less American because of who they support?
If your definition to what is an American is anything you want to be, whoever says whatever they want to be can be an American, which is the exact same answer you guys give to the question, the very dreaded, controversial question of what is a woman, then are you saying that someone who currently resides in South Africa, who has never even been to America, who says they are an American, I guess by your definition,
this is such a bad faith reading of what I'm saying. Yeah. My question for you
but that was your exact
you just
answer.
said your husband is more American than somebody else because he supports ICE agents. So explain to me how supporting ICE agents makes you more American than somebody who doesn't support ICE agents.
My husband has fully assimilated to Western culture. He loves the freedoms that we have here.
So it's assimilation. You have to assimilate, otherwise you're not American. According to Riley Gaines, if you didn't assimilate enough, you're not American.
So according to Riley Gaines and her opinion, because it's not a fact, it's an opinion, her husband's more American than people who were born and raised here because he adheres more to the white nationalist version and vision of what America is supposed to be. I mean, well, if that's the case, then I'm more American because I want to change the country into a more egalitarian place where people like Elon Musk can't rig elections and buy up everything and infiltrate the federal government so that they can end federal investigations into themselves. I want to make this a place where black and brown people aren't targeted by people like you, and then you flip it around and be like, oh, well, even though my husband wasn't from here, it's no. Forget all of that. If we're going to play that game, then anybody's opinion can define what America is supposed to be.
You believe your agency has a legal obligation to follow court orders?
Yes.
Well, Mr. Lyons, you have a very strange way of showing it with a federal judge finding that your agency is in violation of 96 orders in 1 month alone. And that's just Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Now, the right wing's vision of the United States goes back to what the whole Confederate States of America was. They were so against the vision of America that they seceded from the U.S. so that they could maintain their rights to enslave human beings, right? Now, in my opinion, since we're talking about opinions, it makes you more American if you want to make this country a better place. If you're more of a humanitarian, you want there to be more opportunities for people. You don't want there to be a domineering class above everybody else. That's what makes you more American. And this country, the right wing, their vision of America is a more white nation. They talk about it all the time. They don't hide it. They don't want as many brown immigrants coming in here. Oh my God, the Democrats are using undocumented migrants to vote, which of course doesn't happen because they don't have social security numbers, so they don't exist on paper. They don't vote. But when you do run the numbers, Alas, lo and behold, to no one's surprise, it's Republicans who do more criminal, illegal, fraudulent voting, including people like Elon Musk.
Why are you asking me for my paperwork? Because of your accent. I Steve, you have an accent too. Where were you born, sir? Where were you born at? Put your hands behind your back.
Ramon Monero was detained by U.S. Border Patrol agents outside his home in a Minneapolis suburb after an agent questioned whether he was a citizen because of his accent.
I'm from this country. You know what, sir? Now talking to you, hearing that you have an accent, I have reason to believe that you are not born of this. So you're just what country are you from?
According to Monero, agents took a photo of him and searched a system that indicated he's been a U.S. citizen since 2019. They also checked his U.S. passport card, which he keeps in his wallet, before letting him go. Monero, who was born in Mexico and obtained a U.S. passport in 2021, was detained in front of his 5-year-old daughter.
Well, she was shaking when I got in the home, and she's like, "Are you okay? That we're going to take you? I don't want to lose you." And I'm like, "You're not going to lose me." Even though I'm a citizen, I'm still afraid because they don't care if you're a citizen or not. And especially because I know I have a really strong accent speaking English. I know I can be a target because that's who are they targeting, just because our appearance and because of our accent.
CNN has contacted the Department of Homeland Security for comment on the incident and to ask if agents are allowed to temporarily detain people on the street with accents.
This is a screenshot of a video that went viral all across the country about a month ago. The man in this video's name is Ramon Monero. He was stopped by a Border Patrol agent outside his home in a Minneapolis suburb. Ramon Monero was stopped and cuffed because of his accent. This is actually what the agent tells him in this video. If you go online and watch this video, you will hear the agent tell Ramon Monero that he is being detained because he has an accent. Okay, Ramon Monero is a U.S. citizen. Guess what? There are a lot of U.S. citizens who have accents. Frankly, most of us have forefathers that when they came to the United States had an accent. That is not a justification for you to be detained. He was even carrying his ID on him. All the agent had to do was check his ID to confirm that he was a U.S. citizen. But the agent did not check his ID. Instead, that agent arrested him, put his wrists in zip ties, and took him away from his property. He was forcibly detained by Border Patrol, even though he was a U.S. citizen. This didn't happen just once. This has happened thousands of times all across the country. It is still happening today that individuals who are legally in this country are being detained, zip-tied, and arrested because they have an accent, because they look like they might be from Mexico or from Central or South America. It gets worse, though. Ramon's 5-year-old daughter was inside and watched this entire incident through the window. 5 years old. To this day, she has refused to go outside since because she fears for the masked men that arrested, zip-tied, and detained her U.S. citizen father. The reason that we are demanding that these indiscriminate roving patrols, these show your papers, arrest you if you have an accent patrols end is because they are fundamentally un-American and they are illegal. And yet they continue.
I mean, listen, at this point, being a Trump supporter is a stain that nobody can remove. I mean, now, if you aren't in the public eye, maybe you can move on. People don't know it. But if you're a public figure and you were all gung-ho about Trump, that's going to be on you forever. Donald Trump has always been the same person. Even before he got into American politics, he's always been a crook. He's always been a con artist. He's always been just a ridiculous human being who inherited everything he ever got and squandered it. He owes all these money to banks all around the world, and so he became an outlet for people to, wash their money, to launder their money. He has slush fund accounts all over the not the United States, slush fund accounts all over the world, including in Qatar, where $300 million is sitting, right? The $10 billion that he's supposedly going to give to Gaza hasn't been approved by Congress, so, well, that's probably going to be another slush fund. He's gone back on all of his promises. The man who's supposed to be anti-war, on the one hand, he says, I've ended 8 wars, but then he kidnaps Maduro. He's bombing countries like Nigeria and Iran. He's threatening Cuba. He's threatening to take Greenland. He just throws these threats out all over the place, and right now, as we speak, he's threatening to bomb Iran. Everything that he promised, he's backtracked on. And again, the whole foundation of his movement is racism. Before he came down that escalator, what propelled him into the spotlight was him claiming that Barack Obama is not an American citizen. And then he came down the escalator and talked about how worthless and dangerous Mexicans are and how we got to kick them all out of here. And now that the chickens have come back home to roost, or however that saying goes, you know what I'm saying? Now that everything has come back, look at you. You're ridiculous. You people have no leg to stand on. And this is going to be a stain that you can never get rid of.